John the Baptist saying, "Behold, the Lamb of the Lamb, all right, of the Most High, the one who take away the sins of the world, man." All right. So what is sin? The definition of sin is the transgression of the law. So if Yahweh Shai is the one to take away the transgression of the law, who are you to take it away? So in your spirit, man, you got to understand that balance and understand that the Most High said that our righteousness is as a filthy rags, man. That's why it's written, don't be over righteous. You got to understand that you are a servant, man. Just like the parable, the prodigal son, you got to come to the realization that you'll come and be a hired servant. All right, your works, according to as far as the law, like we read in Galatians 3 and 10, when you make your works of the law, then you are bound to keep them all, man. So that's a snare that you shouldn't even get involved with, man. Period, man. Especially if you unlearned, man. You know, like the apostles and the well learned men of Israel, the heads of Israel, they can deal with such things, man, and other brothers out there who are deeply rooted. But for you brothers coming in, you know, and you getting too engulfed in keeping the law, all right, you got to understand what you're dealing with. You got to understand that Yahweh Shai is the one, all right? That's the one who's going to deliver you, man. You know, that's, and when you follow Yahweh Shai, pursuing the revelation, when you follow Yahweh Shai, pursuing the revelation, 19, with that 19 and 10, it tells you the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, man. So basically, you know, you got to teach. Matter of fact, let me get this other scripture. Let me get this John 13. Yeah, because to follow Yahweh Shai is you're going to keep his new commandment, all right? And his new commandment is basically, yeah, this is John 13 and I think 34th verse. Basically, the new commandment is to follow Yahweh Shai and to go out and teach, man. Period. You got to warn the people, man. All right, pursuing all the prophets, man. That's why the Lord himself clearly tell you how you wash your hands. It's not of the law. He said if you warn the people, then the blood is off of your hand, man. That's how you get delivered, all right, by doing the works of the prophets. You got to be a prophet. You got to be preordained to do this, man. You got to go out on the streets and teach. That's the new commandment, all right? Because Yahweh Shai said, those who are ashamed of me, I will be also ashamed of him in the presence of the Heavenly Father and the angels. So if you ain't not out there teaching, that's the main commandment, man. That's the new commandment, all right? This is John 13 and 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Now, you know, when you read that at face value, hey, that's not talking about no emotional love, man, patting nobody on the back. Let's talk about teaching his word, all right? Because even if you got to cuss a brother out, cuss the people out, rebuke, reprove, and teach, that's showing love, man. Why? Because you are plucking people out of the fire. You're giving them the words of salvation, pursuing the St. John 15 and 3, all right? You are clean by the words I have spoken to you. That's the new commandment, to spread the prophecies, man. All right? And this next verse prove it. Verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. Yeah, how all people gonna know? Because you're gonna put your face on it. You're gonna be out in the public teaching. Teaching the prophecies, teaching the secrets. That's why Yahweh Shai said, whatever I whisper in your ear, shout it out from the rooftop. So that's why he said, by this shall men know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. And it ain't gonna be nothing private. You're gonna be out there publicly teaching, man. And that's loving one another, man. It's Matthew 22 and 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Yahweh Shai said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Of these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So you sum up all the law with those two sincere commandments. Loving the Lord with all your heart and your mind, that's getting into this truth and trying to learn, and going out there loving your neighbor, that's teaching. You sum up all the prophets and the laws with them two acts, cause them acts of sincerity. Any nigga can just try to keep the law, alright, and bribe the Most High. But only a true man gonna go out there and put his face on it and not be embarrassed, especially in the kingdom we in. Alright? Because when you go into Revelation the 5th chapter, when all the angels dropped and gave all praises to Yahweh Shah for opening the book. Alright, when you go into the laws was never sealed. You can read the laws point blank. Alright? So the spirit of prophecy, alright, following Yahweh Shah, that's the ones, man. Those the guys. Alright, this is St. John 21:17. He said unto him a third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh Shah said unto him, feed my sheep. Alright, so he said, if you love me, he didn't say, he got a perfect chance to say, if you love me, keep my commandments. He said, no, if you love me, feed my sheep. Which ties up with the spirit of prophecy, which tied up. That's the very reason the book was open, man. You think this beautiful book and the prophecies was open for you just to sit on it? Why you think Yahweh Shah gave the parable of the talents? Those parables didn't have nothing to do with the law, man. Alright, so with that, I hope you was edified. Your brothers keep a single eye